quick look at Jumbo. We're certainly on a roll, Jumbo. There's a good reason for that. The new Powerball is certainly proving to be a winner. It was rejigged about 9 months ago, and a new format was introduced. And since then, we've had two $100 million jackpots, which has helped drive the sales. It's hit 40 million again just last night. So that's here to stay. So that's going to be a good driver going forward. But the real driver beyond that is what we're managing to do behind the scenes. And if you go through our presentation, I've tried to highlight the importance that our new software platform has had, because basically with the new Powerball coming in, we're now, as a result of our new software platform, really able to make the most of making hay while the sun shines, so to speak. We wouldn't have been able to do that a few years ago, but we rewrote the whole system about 2-3 years ago, and now we're showing some great numbers and making the most of it. So I start with the KPIs rather than the financials, because it's really the KPIs that is driving the business. Just in the first half, almost 200,000 new accounts. Typically, we only get 100,000 every half year. So basically, we're getting a full year's worth of new accounts signing up in only half a year. Again, driven because the new software platform, a lot easier to use, a lot more capacity, and so forth. The number of actives has skyrocketed to 576,000. I think we're 389 before. Cost per lead has plummeted. That's a good thing, from $18 down to $12. And the average customer spend, that usually doesn't increase, but this time it's actually gone over the $400 mark. So the real reason for that is the software platform making it easy for the customers and giving extra tools in the hands of our marketers, able to drive more customer engagement. This is the Powerball trend. Every 5 or 6 years or something in the past, the games need to be refreshed. The two main games are Powerball and Oz Lotto. Oz Lotto went through a refresh about 3 years ago, something like that. And Powerball has just gone through a refresh. Basically, they changed the number of numbers that you have to win, and it makes the odds a little bit more difficult, and as a result it drives up the number of jackpots, and that helps drive sales. So both Jumbo and Tabcorp are benefiting from that game change, and it's you never know when you change a game if it's going to be a hit or a miss, but in this case it's certainly been a hit. So if you look at the actual financials, TTV up 66% to just shy of 150 million, revenue up 58% to 30 million. Net profit before tax up 136%, and you can start seeing the scalability of the business when we can have 60, 70% increases in our revenue and TTV, but that translates into, on the tax line, increases in the order of 130% or thereabouts. EBITDA 62%, because basically as a tech company, the more we sell, we don't need to increase our expenses to keep in line with it. Our expenses are pretty well flat, so that's why we can get some really good profit growth. We started on a revenue diversification plan a couple of years ago, where we're starting to bring in revenue from alternate sources such as charity lotteries, and that's been going really well. Charity lottery sales are up 23%. They kind of like piggyback off what we're doing with the main national games. So the more tickets we sell, if you've ever used our app, you go in there to buy a Powerball or an Oz Lotto ticket, but before you leave, you said, would you like to support the Mater Hospital or the Surf Lifesavers? And a lot of people say yes to that. So that's working well. But the new kid on the block really is our software as a service business. That's something we launched only 6 months ago. So what we've done, we've spent oodles amount of money on this software platform. It's now doing well for us, but now we're thinking, well, we've got this software platform, plenty of lotteries around the world that would love to get their hands on this software. So we've built it in a way that we can sell it as a software as a service. So we can see this really growing because of its high margin. It's typical margins of a software as a service business model, different from a ticket selling model. We can see this growing over the next few years and rivaling the profits of our ticket selling business. So it's an exciting area, and we've signed up our first client during the first half. That's the Mater Hospital, and we have targets in Australia, UK, and Canada, and then who knows where after that. Yeah, it's an exciting part of the business because the software is great. We know it's great. It's got a great reputation around the world. Now, for the first time, we're able to sell it to people. Long-term growth, that's typical of a lottery business. No need to go into detail with that. Of course, the main driver in online lotteries, we're just in the internet section, of course. We don't sell tickets through stores. We're just on the online side. And that's really what's driving it. It's been going up about 2 percentage points every year since 2014, 8.7 to 10, 12, just shy of 14, 16.8. It's taken a bit of a leap. So it's about 21.5%. So that's 21.5% of all the lottery tickets that get sold around Australia are now done online. So now it used to be 1 out of 10, now it's 2 out of 10, and that's still increasing. And if we look at other countries around the world, there are countries there with, even up to 50% of their tickets online. So more and more people are going to start buying their tickets online. We announced a 15-cent dividend. And that gives us room to do a final dividend and even a special. We're very aware of the move by many companies around Australia at the moment to trying to bring dividends forward with what potentially might happen later this year, and we're certainly aware of that, and we discussed that. Where are we going forward? Well, we'll still keep on selling more tickets. We're still in a growth phase at the moment, and that's got no signs of petering out anytime soon, so we'll make the most of that. But while we're building the ticket selling business, we'll also be building the software as a service business. A couple of the features, again, that's just come out of the new software platform. We're the first in Australia to have this product called Lotto Party, where basically you can create a syndicate via our app, and it's the only thing out there. The only alternative is to just do an old-fashioned paper-based system and run down to your local newsagent. So that was released a few months ago, and the early numbers are great. We're also doing some voice apps, so it's a bit of technology for the future where you can start ordering tickets via voice. We've released our first version of that, and we've got more versions lined up as well. I won't go through the financial performance, but the key numbers are there. Position, 77 million in cash, no debt or very little debt. Total equity about 70 million. Strong cash flow. I'll finish on this point. We also gave an outlook for the full year. Now, we know all the levers that run the business quite well, but we never know what the jackpots are going to do. So we have to kind of like guess, okay, how many jackpots are there going to be for the full year? We said 40, just a conservative estimate. There were 23 in the first half. So we sort of said, well, it's 23 in the first half. It was a pretty good first half. Let's not get crazy. Let's just assume 17 for the second half. January was 5, and February, including last night, is now sitting at 4. So where we are today, there are already 9 jackpots, and we only assumed 17. So we're well on the way of getting to that 17, and probably with the way it's looking at the moment, that 17 is looking conservative, and our full year guidance is very much based on that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes in the next few months, and fingers crossed we keep on getting more jackpots.